afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We are at the Hillsborough County Land Development Code Text Amendments agenda for May 19th at 6 p.m. And this is a hybrid virtual meeting to be able to address several public hearings associated with our Land Development Code amendments. Round one. This is the second of two public hearings. And with that, I am going to turn it over to Mr. Gormley.
Madam Chair, could we have a roll call?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much for the reminder. I appreciate that. Please, clerk, would you do a roll call, please?
Overman?
Yes, here.
Cohen?
Here.
Hagan?
Here.
Kemp? Commissioner Kemp? Myers?
Here.
Smith?
Here.
White?
Here.
Thank you. You have a quorum.
Thank you. And for the record, we did receive correspondence from Commissioner Kemp that she was unable to attend this evening and asked for an excuse. So thank you very much. With that, we'll proceed to the proposed land use amendments. Mr. Gormley.
Thank you. Adam Gormley, Development Services. So tonight is the second public hearing on the round one LDC amendments, and these are items A1 through A7 on your agenda. This is the follow-up to the April 14th public hearing. Between that time and today, the Planning Commission has considered these amendments and recommended that each were consistent with the comprehensive plan. We asked that it would be a public hearing on each item. They'll be introduced by Mr. Tom Hisney. At the conclusion of each item, would open and ask for any public comment. At the close of that, I'd ask you to take a straw vote on each amendment. And at the conclusion of the A items, would be appropriate for a vote on adoption for those amendments that pass through a straw vote. The second part of the agenda is item B, and item B1 is the first public hearing to consider the Lithia Southeast County Overlay District. This will be the first of two public hearings. No votes will be required for this. The second public hearing on this amendment will be June 9th, at which time it would be in order for the board to take a vote on that. And for the B items, those will be introduced by Mr. Israel Monsanto. So with that, I would ask Mr. Hisney to introduce the first item.
Good evening, Commissioners. Tom Hisney. I'm going to provide a very brief summary of each amendment and then pause for any kind of questions or comments. So first amendment before you today is LDC 22-0515. The purpose of this amendment is to eliminate certain size restrictions for adult care facilities located in non-residential zoning districts. The amendment will also clarify locational requirements for larger adult care facilities and add parking lot design standards for new facilities.
So that concludes the presentation on item A1. It'd be appropriate to open for any public comment.
Commissioner Overman, are you?
Sorry, I had it on mute. My apologies. I will open it. This is a public hearing. I will open it up for public comment. I do not have anyone signed up for public comment on LDC 22-0515. I'll open it up for board discussion.
Move the item.
Okay, so we'll take a straw vote on each of these items. And with that, if the clerk will call for a straw vote on each of these, on this particular LDC 22-0515.
Overman?
Yes.
Cohen?
Yes.
Hagan?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried 6-0.
Thank you very much. We'll open the public hearing for LDC 22-0516. Mr. Hisney.
Right. The purpose of this amendment is to expand the representation requirement for appeals of decisions that are made by the administrator and the land use hearing officer. That concludes my summary.
Thank you very much. I'll open it up for public comment. Seeing none, I'll open it up for discussion by the board. Hearing none, can you please take a roll call straw vote?
Do you need a motion? Move the item.
Move the item by Commissioner Myers.
Second by Commissioner Smith.
Second by Commissioner Smith. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. And with that, we'll take a straw vote.
Overman,
Yes.
Cullen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried 6-0.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We'll open up the public hearing for LDC 220517, Child Care Center Standards Parking. Mr. Hisney.
The purpose of this amendment is to clarify parking requirements for child care facilities. That concludes my summary.
Well, that was short and sweet. Thank you very much. I don't see any public comment at this time, so I will open it up for discussion.
Move approval.
A move approval by
Second.
Commissioner Cohen and a second by Commissioner Smith. Please take a straw vote.
Overman,
Yes.
Cullen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried 6-0.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next item is opening a public hearing for LDC 220518, golf clubs and country clubs. Mr. Hisney.
Purpose of this amendment is to require approval of a planned development zoning district for new golf courses and country clubs. Additionally, existing golf courses and standard districts will remain classified as conforming uses. This amendment will not affect in any way development repotential of existing golf courses.
Thank you
Concludes my summary.
very much. With that, I'll open it up for public comment. There is no one in the boardroom and no one has signed up to speak to this matter. We'll open it up for board discussion.
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion by approval by Commissioner White, a second by Commissioner Smith. Please, clerk, take a straw vote, please.
Overman,
Yes.
Cullen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried 6-0.
Excellent. Thank you very much. The next public hearing is LDC 220519. That was 0519, home-based business definition. Mr. Hisney.
The purpose of this amendment is to revise the definition of home-based business in the Land Development Code to align with revisions to the home-based regulations found in the Land Development Code that were adopted last year. That concludes my summary.
Excellent. Thank you very much. As I mentioned, this is a public hearing. We're open for public comment. Seeing no one available to speak, I'll open it up for board discussion.
Move the
Hearing
item.
none.
Second.
We have a motion to move the item by Commissioner Smith, a second by Commissioner Cohen. Please take a straw vote.
Overman,
Yes.
Cullen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried 6-0.
Thank you very much. The next public hearing, we'll open it up for LDC 220520, kennels and parking requirements. Mr. Hisney, you're recognized.
Purpose of this amendment is to establish parking requirements for kennels based on gross floor area. That concludes my summary.
Thank you very much. We'll open this public hearing for public comment. Seeing no one signed up for this particular item, I'll open up for board discussion and for
Move approval.
consideration of a straw vote.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Cohen, a second by Commissioner Myers. Clerk, would you please take a straw vote?
Overman,
Yes.
Cullen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried 6-0.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Now we'll open the public hearing for LDC 220521, farm worker housing standards. Mr. Hisney, you're recognized.
Purpose of this amendment is to revise driveway setback requirements for farm worker housing projects in certain circumstances, and also to eliminate renewal requirements for farm worker housing zoning approvals. That concludes my summary.
Excellent, thank you very much. And I'll open it up for public comment. Seeing no one signed up for this item, I'll open it up for board discussion.
Move approval?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner White, second by Commissioner Cohen. Clerk, if you'll please take a straw vote.
Overman,
Yes.
Cohen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries 6-0.
Excellent, thank you very much. That is the conclusion of our A items for
Do you need
the
a
second
motion?
public hearing.
So I think we need a motion on the ordinance, so I'll move that
Yes. Okay,
to
that's where
ratify all these.
And I'll second.
Okay, so we're going to vote on an ordinance to adopt these amendments, all 7 of them. And we have a motion by Commissioner Cohen, a second by Commissioner White, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Correct, Madam Chair.
Excellent, thank you very much. And if clerk will take a roll call?
Overman,
Yes.
Cohen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried 6-0.
Excellent, thank you very much. The next item is the first public hearing, one of 2 for the B items. That's LDC 220783. We'll open the public hearing on that particular item. And I believe Mr. Monsanto is actually going to make this presentation.
Yes, Commissioner, good evening. Israel Monsanto Development Services. The purpose of this amendment is to establish a new overlay district in the South County. The Lithia Southeast County Overlay District, LSC, will provide for site and building design standards with the intent to preserve the rural character of the region and to improve the appearance of new and existing non-residential development within the Lithia Southeast Hillsborough County. The subject area to this overlay is located from the southeastern boundary of the Fish Hawk community, running east to the Polk County line, then south to the Manatee County line, encompassing the areas of Lithia, Fort Lonesome, East County Road 672, East State Route 674, and the Alafaya River State Recreation Area and the C.W. Bill Young Reservoir. Part 32500 of the LDC will be created with regulations of the new LSC overlay district. Architectural styles will be provided to be utilized in the design of the new non-residential projects. Regulation will also include standards for signs, landscaping, and parking placement. Standards would not apply to agricultural uses, public schools, churches, synagogues, post-faith mining uses, except for permanent office buildings. Projects with unexpired building permits, unexpired preliminary site development approval, or unexpired construction plan approval at the time the effective date of this proposed part. Legal nonconformities and existing lawful uses, lots, structures, characteristics of land, and densities would not be required to be removed or otherwise modified. Additionally, existing projects will be required to conform to the new standards only when the value of the building's improvements and or expansions, including interior renovation, exceeds certain percentages. And that concludes my presentation. We're available if any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Monsanto. I'll open it up for board discussion.
Madam Chair, it's Commissioner White. I do have a comment.
Excellent, please proceed.
Okay. I just want to state for the record and just have staff verify that this is correct, that the boundaries of the overlay district do not include any of the RP2 or WVR2 areas. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct. It's
Okay.
located further to the east and does not include any of those comp plan categories.
Very good. Thank you.
Excellent.
Have we
Thank
had
you,
public
Commissioner.
comment?
No.
Yeah.
No, we've had a public comment sign up for any of our public hearings this
Okay.
evening. It's good to check. Thank you very much. So if there is any public comment, which I see none, are there any other commissioners that would like to offer comment?
Yes, Commissioner Smith. Thank you. I think there's clearly an awful lot of work went into this Land Development Code Amendment, and I want to thank Commissioner White for spearheading it along with all the staff, including Israel Monsanto, who, as we noted before, is the artist of those incredible drawings that are included in here as examples of the design standards. I want to note that, and appreciate that the parking standards we discussed at the workshop were incorporated here, and I think that that's a really good thing. There's just a lot to like in here. It's very carefully thought out, and so I'll be supporting the motion, but that I'm sure you'll be making soon.
Thank you, Commissioner Smith.
Thank you. I'm unable to see hands raised online, so if there are any other comments. There's not, yeah, we won't be voting on this. We will actually be bringing this back for public hearing for the vote and adoption of this land use change on June 9th. But until then, I'm sure the staff has heard our wonderful comments. And if there's nothing else to take into consideration, Mr. Gormley or anyone else, before I adjourn?
That concludes the items we have for you tonight, Madam Chair.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
That was quick.